Hello, folks. Welcome to South Forsyth High School Lady War Eagle Volleyball. We're in warm-up right now. We're going to be with you here in just a few moments against the Lambert Longhorns. Lambert High School varsity girls team going up against South Forsyth High here at home. Right now, warm-up's going on. We'll be live in just a few moments. You like Caleb now? You know what? We're going to try moving this, folks, so if you're prone to motion sickness, stop watching for a moment or three. Yeah, I don't like that any better, folks. We'll go back to the diagonal. I just don't have a great view from where I'm at right now, so it's not quite as good as I would like. But we'll do the best we can. Trying to get as much of this game as possible. Make it so you can see all the numbers, know who's playing. Enjoy the game. So we're going to go with that. We're going to go with the corner look. Give you a little more view on the action, see the other side a little bit better. And watch us some Lady War Eagle volleyball. It's pajama day here. That's why Avery's down there in her Spider-Man pajamas. Looks like most of the team either never wore them or already took them off. Got disinterested in it. Not sure. All right, folks, that should do it. Warm up now over. This is 1 minute of cross-court warm-up, and then warm-up is over after that. It's one game only today. Well, one game. Still best of 3 sets. One game only here at South. We're playing in the blue gym. We'll be back. Tournament this Saturday. Times to be determined. Looks like it's going to be afternoon Eastern time into the evening. It's a full tournament. We'll, of course, broadcast as many, if not all of those. Always depends on the internet where we're at, but we'll do the best we can, of course. All right. Warm-ups now over. Team lining up for the high fives. All right. Number 3, our libero. As normal, that's Maya, wearing white. Juliet there, injured still. She's also in white, so the one with the boot is not playing. Should be relatively obvious, but just in case, you never know. So number 3 there, Maya, our libero. Coaches on the sideline. Got a parent coming out. He's saying things, welcoming people, but that's all I can really tell. Sportsmanship is a top priority. Oh, they're doing introductions. Lambert getting a decent amount of claps. War Eagle introductions. You can hear the difference in the crowd. All right, folks. Introductions now over. Teams coming together. And we're about to start Lambert Longhorns versus the South Forsyth War Eagles. High fives underway. Varsity game. Let's see who our starting lineup is. While we do that, a couple observations. One, Lambert wearing black today. There are 2 liberos wearing white. You are allowed 2 starting last year, so they are going to take advantage of that, or at least appear to be. South continuing to play with the traditional 1 libero. All is South on the court. Coach is wearing their South pajama pants. Maybe that is what they wear to sleep, I don't know. Live and breathe it. All right, folks, South getting out on the court. Let's take a look at that starting lineup. In the front row, wearing number 20, Evelina. In the middle, wearing number 1, Carolyn. On the right side, wearing number 4, Avery. Your back row wearing number 9, Cooper. Middle back wearing number 5, Reagan. And your right side back wearing number 32, Piper Kahn. So again, Evelina, Carolyn, Avery up front, Cooper, Reagan, Piper in the back. Ref signing off on the lineup. Looks like we are cleared. Substitution allowed. Piper's going to step off. Maya, wearing number 3, our libero, steps onto the court. All right, folks, 0-0, 6:32 start time. Lambert starting with the ball. And we're underway. That one's to Cooper. Cooper to Avery. Avery to Evelina. Evelina hits it over. Dug out by Lambert. Here comes the return. Hard hit. Right there's Reagan, though. Avery goes cross court to Carolyn. Carolyn hits it. Longhorns handle it. There's the return. Hard hit right at Maya. And free ball as neither Avery nor Evelina took that one. Lambert draws first blood. 1-0. There's the serve, dug out by Cooper. Quickly sent over by Avery, almost found the hole. There's the return right at Cooper. Cooper to Avery off the basketball hoop. Carolyn sends it over. Here comes the return, middle versus middle. It's in, catches the back corner. Lambert gets the second point, 2-0 with the south sideline livid at the call. From my angle, though, it did look in. There's Lambert's serve. That one's to Reagan. Reagan to Avery. Avery moves it over to Carolyn. Carolyn sends it. Handled by number 6. Here comes the return. Punched over. Cooper to Avery. Avery to Evelina. Evelina spikes but handled. There's the return right at Reagan. Reagan to Avery. Avery's going across to Carolyn. Carolyn down the line. Tipped. Carolyn with a kill. War Eagles draw their first point. 2-1. That's got Avery serving, folks. Short serve, middle back, handled by Lambert. There's the return from their hitter. Popped over, but Avery's right there. Maya sets it forward. That goes to Cooper. Cooper hits it. Dug out with a diving save by their libero. But that is bumped right into the net. Fishy, fishy, fishy. Right into the net that one goes. 2-all. Avery serve, right side back, handled. Here comes the return, hard hit hitter. Carolyn to Avery. Avery goes behind her to Cooper. Cooper spikes it, tipped at the net. Handled by Lambert. Here comes the return, no return. It was touched, so that ball is still in play. Avery across to Carolyn. Carolyn hard spike, handled by number 11 in the back row. But it goes off the net, making it impossible for the middle to play it. War Eagles now up by 1. There's Avery's serve, handled by their libero. Return, hard hit, tipped at the line. Maya gets there in time. Avery sets it forward. That is Reagan who tries to send it over. Reagan not quite able to get enough on that. It's now 3-all. Number 6 serving for Lambert. There's the serve right at Carolyn. Carolyn to Avery. Avery goes over to Evelina. Evelina gets blocked. Saved by a quick reaction by Cooper, though, and pushed over by Avery. Good teamwork. Hard hit return. Bounced off the net. Tipped at the line. Both refs call the block. And that is pushed through. Lambert gets the point. That was almost a 2-touch. Primarily because she caught it both directions. Like, from where I'm standing, she actually broke contact with that ball for a moment. Lambert serves as it gets really quiet. Maya's there. Avery goes behind her to Carolyn. Carolyn gets blocked but recovers. Maya then sends it to Cooper. Cooper sends it over. Dug out by number 6. Middle versus, oh, dang. Gotta give credit there. Number 16, the Lambert middle, just crushed that ball and found the opening. 5-3. There's the serve. Carolyn, Avery gets there in time, digs it out. Cooper's hard hit, and Cooper gets the tip. But it was a net call, ends up being the official call against number 16 on Lambert. Either way, that was a War Eagle point. 4-5. Carolyn now serving. Carolyn serve, hard hit, but goes long. Just a tad too much power on that one. And we're going to get our first substitution as Carolyn steps out and number 2, Hannah, steps in. There's your serve. Maya to Avery. Avery sets behind her to Cooper. Cooper pushes it through the block and gets the kill. Lots of power on that one makes it possible. Maya's going to step off. Piper will step on as Evelina stays in to serve. There's Evelina's serve. Illegal rotation called against Lambert. It's now a brand new game as the sideline shouts, "You can't do that." This time Lambert does not move early. Here comes the return. That's to Evelina. Evelina to Hannah. Hannah goes to Reagan, who sends it over with a bump. Played by Lambert. There's the return. Hard. It tipped it from the net. Saved that from being a kill. There's the return. Hannah to Avery. Avery to Cooper. Hannah again. Avery goes across to Reagan. Reagan tries to get it right over the front line in front of the back row, but handled. Tipped again. Dug out. Great play by Reagan. There's the hard hit spiked by Cooper. Handled though. Here comes the return from the back row. This time it's Hannah. Hannah to Avery. Avery back to Reagan. Reagan hard spike and handle. Piper gets up there and sends it back over. Handled by Lambert. There's the return. Nice easy tip. Right in front of Evelina. She wasn't quite able to get enough on that one. And the rally goes to Lambert. Maya stepping back in. Now 6-7. That was a good rally all the way around. There's the serve right there to Hannah. Hannah not quite handling it. That's a Lambert ace. 6-8. All right, rolled over. Hannah's there for that one. Avery goes across to Reagan. Just slightly misset, it looked like. Lambert's going to get that point, and it's now 6-9. Longhorns up by 3. Hannah's there for that. Avery's going to go across to Reagan. Reagan sends it over. Reagan almost gets blocked, but does not, as she wasn't able to handle that one. That results in a kill. All right, Avery's going to step off, and Maya, wearing number 7, will step on. Cooper is serving there. There's Cooper's serve, handled by 22 there, Libero. Here's the return. Hard hit right back at Hannah. Hannah to Cooper. Cooper moves it forward. Maya calls for it and sends it over. Here comes outside. Tipped. Hannah saves that one. This one's going to Reagan. Reagan spikes it, pushes it through the block, and Reagan gets the kill. 9-8 now. There's South with the serve and the ace. Ace. Woo! Cooper gets the ace there. 9-9. Brooklyn 9-9. There's a serve right side back handled. Piper gets up there and I think missed it. Lambert's going to get that one. It's now 10-9. Number 14 for Lambert is going to serve. There it is, Maya. This one's going to get set to Piper. Piper gets up there, spikes it. It's called out of bounds. Looks like no one made contact with it, and it bounced off the net and eventually rolled out. There's the serve. All right, Maya's going to take this one, sends it back corner and long, unfortunately. Makes it Lambert at 12, South at 9. Coach giving a little coaching. There's your serve. This one's going across to Maya. Maya sends it over, handled by the back row. Here we go, left side, sends it over. Maya's there for it though. Cooper goes across to Reagan. Reagan, hard spike. Reagan with the kill! Reagan, good power on that, catches the right-hand side back. All right, that's going to have Hannah stepping off. Carolyn stepping on. 10-9 now. Excuse me, 12-10. There's the serve from Reagan. Good one. The libero gets there. Here comes the return from the left side. That's sent up to Cooper. Cooper to Maya. Maya to Carolyn. Carolyn with the kill! Carolyn gets a great kill on that one after a good set. Back row. It's now 11-12. Reagan serve, back row, libero takes it. This is going to go to the outside. Blocked by Piper. Piper gets the block. And the point. 12-all, brand new game. Reagan the serve again. Ooh, that one into the net. Net jumps up, grabs that one. So that's going to have Reagan and Isabella swapping out. Isabella wearing number 14 in on the right-hand side of your screen. Lambert waiting for permission to serve. The down ref currently talking to the scoreline. Looks like he's doing a little coaching on who's supposed to be paying attention to what. All right, folks, we are back. Number 7 cleared the serve. Here we go. Maya's there for that. This one's going to go to Cooper. Cooper to Carolyn. Carolyn back left corner. Handled. Return from the hitter. Through Piper's block, but handled. And Isabella sends it over after great teamwork. Oh, and a miss! Oh, unfortunately, number 6 does end up getting Lambert's point. Thought for sure Lambert was going to lose control, lose focus after that, but they did not. 12-14 now. Here we go again. Opposite side, way out of bounds. There's no court there. Piper's going to step off. Maya staying in the serve. Evelina now in up front. 13-14. There's Maya's serve, cross court. That's an ace! A-C-E, ace, woo! Lambert a little asleep on that one. There's the serve. Here comes the return. Cooper's there for that. Maya sets it up high. That's going to Carolyn. Carolyn gets blocked at the net. Carolyn's going to try again and gets the kill. Carolyn on the second try gets the kill despite a valiant pancake save attempt by Lambert. Lambert's coach unsure of the call. There's the serve, back right-hand corner. That's going to go sky high. Handled, spiked, goes long. There's no court there. 17-14. War Eagles now up by 3, and that forces Lambert to take their first timeout as momentum did shift there. 17-14, War Eagles looking pretty good. The knockdown, drag-out fight continues. Earlier, I added an extra point based on the scoreboard here. I actually think the scoreboard is off by 1. I think it's really 16-14.
Hello.
Kiki saying hello to the world. So I actually think the score is 16-14, but they are reviewing and sticking with the score as is. So I guess we're going to go with it. It's good for us. All right, Maya to serve again, coming out of the timeout. There it is, right side. That'd have been beautiful. Handled. Here comes the return. Tipped. Piper. Carolyn sends it sky high. Maya ends up handling it. Carolyn tries to send it over. Unfortunately, doesn't get quite enough on it. 17-15. That was played off the ceiling rafters. So got to give credit that they got there at all. There's Lambert's serve. Carolyn digs it out. Maya sends it sky high. Carolyn sends it over the hard hit. Carolyn gets the kill with a perfectly placed on the line kill. That's 18-15. All right, that's got Maya serving. No, Maya's swapping out. Avery in. Avery to serve. We're just waiting for permission for Avery to serve. Down ref again, talking to the scoreboard. Guessing they missed the substitution as well. So 18-15. Oh, they have finally corrected that extra point. It is now 17-15. There's the serve from Avery. Here comes the return. That one's straight into the net, though, so we're going to go right back to that 18-15. Avery serve again. Handled by Larry Libero, tipped and then thrown at us by number 16, but handled. There's the return, hard hit, back row, handled by Lambert. Nice, easy floater. Avery gets there. Maya's going to send it sky high. Carolyn's going to come in for the hit. Diving attempt to get there, but Carolyn's going to get herself a kill as Lambert doesn't make it. She has. All right, Avery to serve again. This one right over the net, dug out. Here comes Lambert's return from the outside. Right there, though, is Isabella. Isabella to Avery. Avery goes behind her to Cooper. Cooper gets blocked at the net, but then recovers off of her own block. We're going to go to the other side of the court. And that is a net touch called against Lambert. 20-15 as Lambert hustled to try to get there on that cross-court block. Ended up touching the net as a fault instead. It's 20-15. It's been quite the game. Knockdown, drag out, back and forth. Even with South basically in their pajamas.
They are in their pajamas. It's pajama day.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
In the comments, KKKKK Caleb wishes he could be here.
We wish you could be here too, Caleb. We love you.
That's from his mother, if you didn't figure that out. It's not just some random stranger. Although that would be kind of funny and creepy at the same time.
I think that his virals, because you went viral, remember?
We
so
did
his
go viral.
squad loves him.
That's right. The crowd loves him. All right, we're coming back off that timeout. Avery to serve again. She's still serving lower right-hand side of your screen. Coming off the corner, basically. Lambert looking for a momentum shift coming out of the timeout. There's the serve right down the line. That's an ace, folks! That timeout did not shift any momentum at all, as that was just not handled by number 14 in the corner. Avery gets the ace. 21-15. Substitution, they're bringing in number 11 in place of 14 after that play. So we go the opposite direction. Unfortunately, little too much spice on that one. Avery, good connection. It's now 21-16. All right, there's the serve from number 6. Carolyn's there for it. Avery sets to Evelina. Evelina crushes it, but it was saved by number 7. Evelina there for the block. Also saved. We're going cross court. Maya's there. Avery's going to give a center jump. Diving save. I mean, their libero literally flew there, but it did not matter as South gets the point. Reagan now coming in for Isabella. That's your substitution on South. Highlight reel worthy there. Their libero hurting on her elbow after the land. There's Carolyn's serve right at that same libero. And it comes over, and Evelina gets the block and just puts that ball right back down. That almost looked like they planned that. 23-16. Carolyn serve, same libero. Now it's going to be middle versus middle, but it's a pop-up tip. Oh! Maya was there, got it up. Cooper kept it alive, and Maya almost went for it, then decided last minute to let Avery, and unfortunately none of them got there. It's now 23-17. Hannah to Avery. Avery going to Reagan. Reagan hard hit. That's going to be trouble for Lambert. They do save it though. Hannah to Avery. Avery to Evelina. Evelina crushed that ball, but Lambert handled it. Here's the easy return. Evelina to Avery. Avery to Cooper. Cooper gets the kill. An incredibly hard hit ball there. That brings in Piper for Maya, as Evelina will stay in to serve with set point, 24-17. There's the serve. Lambert does handle it. Outside hitter, hard hit. And that ball literally left the court and came up to the upper deck off of Hannah's hands. 24-18, still set point. All the pressure on Lambert's server. There it is, Hannah. Avery does a valiant effort to try to send that one over, almost from the ground. Not quite able to. And it's now 24-19. And South this time will take the timeout rather than let the momentum get too far out of the way. 24-19, still set point. South still in good shape. Be looking to see what happens here. Again, momentum is key. South quickly back out. Coach not really having a lot of coaching there. That was more of a let's not lose the momentum moment. So it is 24-19. Or a code US. If you get the reference. There's the serve. Reagan to Avery. Avery to Piper. Piper with the spike. Handled by Lambert. Fight at the middle. Diving attempt to get there was Hannah. She could not quite get enough of a connection on it. 24-20. Still set point.
Come on, Sam, let's go!
There's your serve. Hannah. Avery saves it though. Hannah sends it over but sends it wide. Hannah's having a little trouble the last couple plays. Just needs to take a breath, calm back in. She's getting frustrated with herself, which we do not want to have happen. 24-21. Hannah. Avery. Avery to Cooper. Cooper towards the back. And Cooper gets the kill. As everybody locked in, War Eagles take the first set, 25-21. And we folks will be back in just a few moments for set number 2. All right, folks. Lambert first out of the team break. Shouting out, getting ready. South still chatting through everything. So Lambert's lineup will get signed off on first. Both Coach Aaron and Coach Rachel actively engaged in the coaching after keeping the team motivated after that win. South cheering and clapping in, so they are going to take the court. So let's take a look at that starting lineup. Looks like in the back row right, we're going to have Avery, who will be serving first for us. In the middle is going to be 32 Piper, and the left back will be Reagan, number 5. Her and her dad engaging in their pre-game ritual, beating each other up. Your front row looks like it's going to be Cooper, number 9, Evelina, number 20, and Carolyn, number 1. So Cooper 9, Evelina 20, Carolyn 1, Reagan 5, Piper 32, and Avery 4. That's your starting lineup, although substitution allowed. Maya and Piper swapping out. And South ready to play some volleyball. All right. After the bucket, Avery's going to serve first. She is cleared to go, and we are underway. First one dug out by Lambert, but just barely. There's the return, hard hit, but Maya's there. That's going to go to Avery. Avery goes behind her to Cooper. Cooper goes cross court. Dug out by Lambert. That's going to be trouble. They do get it. It's safe. There's the return from Carolyn. Carolyn goes right over, looking sharp today. Perfect placement. And that's a kill. Avery to serve. There's the serve. There, Libero digs that out. Hard hit, spiked by number 16 on Lambert. Another really hard hit. That's 1-1.
I thought we'd be killed, so I'm happy.
Oh, they're looking good.
Yeah.
Lambert getting ready to serve, number 6. There we go. Maya's there for that. Avery gets there and sends it sky high to Cooper. Cooper sends it. Did it get touched though? No. They're calling that out of bounds. No touch. Reagan's going to go argue that that was absolutely touched at the line. Ref is saying it did not. Reagan looking sad after the call. 2-1 now. There's your serve. Carolyn's there for that. Avery's going to give it to Evelina. Evelina sends it, gets blocked, but Maya was right there. Avery setter dumps it. It's handled by Lambert. Here comes the return, hard hit. Reaching over the net was the call. Lambert's going to get the 1. He's going to get that point as we cross the net and push down. 3-1. There's the serve. That's Reagan. Reagan to Avery. Avery's going to give that to Cooper. Cooper sends it. Gets tipped at the net. Here comes the return. Middle. Hard hit. Both Carolyn and Evelina tried to block it, but number 16's power put it through the block, giving Lambert a 3-point lead. Cleared to serve. All right, Maya dives, gets there. Avery goes behind her to Carolyn. Carolyn goes towards the net. Unfortunately, doesn't quite get it over the net. That's another Lambert point, now 1-5. There's the serve. Maya gets there easily. Avery sets it to Cooper. Cooper, little off on the approach, ends up hitting that into the net. Lambert now up by 5, 6-1. We'll be looking for South to get the ball back right here rather than lose any more momentum. Here we go. Carolyn not quite able to. That's a Lambert ace, and it's now 1-7. Carolyn visibly frustrated with herself, although that was a good effort. Reagan's there for that. Avery rushes, gets there in time. Cooper runs forward, gets there in time as well. Here comes the return, outside hitter blocked by Evelina, but Evelina's block goes out of bounds. And that's going to force the War Eagles to take an early timeout, being down 8-1. The team looking a little different this time. It's 1-8. I'd imagine this coaching is about shaking it off just because they got a good start. We came back in the last one as well, and while they were a little bit further, a little bit closer last time, the fact of the matter is we did come back. I'd imagine that's what this coaching is all about. Meanwhile, the girls giving themselves some coaching as well. So the coaching not just coming from the refs, but is all, or from the coaches, but also team coach. And South back on the court. Lambert up by 7. There's the serve. Carolyn digs that out. Avery, nice set all the way across to Cooper. Cooper hard hit, but handled by the libero. Hard hit return blocked. Runs down the net and falls inbounds. Lambert gets the point and continues with the momentum. Now 1-9. There's your serve. Maya's there for that. Avery rushes, gets there in time. Carolyn sends it over back row. Dug out, middle versus middle, but everybody expecting 16 to crush that ball, and she instead just tips it. Even the down ref smiled at that last minute adjustment. This is going to bring in number 10, Cameron, for number 1, Carolyn. So Cameron now in. Takes that serve. Avery to Evelina. Evelina sends it over. It gets tipped. Lambert somehow saves that, but it goes long as Avery makes the right last-minute decision to pull her hands in. That's got Cameron now serving, it being 2-10. Served underway. Middle tipped at the line. Good block. Maya's there. Avery behind her to Cooper. Cooper gets it through. Cooper gets a kill as she pushes it through the block. War Eagles now at 3. There's Cameron's serve. It's in! That's an ace, folks! A-C-E, ace! 4-10 now. Cameron down the line, handled this time by back row middle set. Number 16 goes for the tip, but Cooper was ready. This time it's going to be Reagan. Reagan hits it hard, tipped and sent and protected. Hard hit, but blocked by Evelina. There's the return. Maya's there for it. Maya to Avery. Avery's going to go all the way to Reagan. Reagan goes cross court. What a save by Lambert's libero. Sent over back to Maya. Maya to Avery. Avery's going to go behind her to Cooper. Cooper gets blocked, but Maya saves it. Cameron's there for it. Reagan this time. Reagan with the kill. Great rally by the South Forsyth War Eagles. Staying in that and playing off the blocks. 5-10. Oh, unfortunately that one went into the net. And Evelina breathing a sigh of relief that she did not lose her head on that one. Lambert to serve. There it is. That's Maya. Maya to Avery. Avery to Evelina. Evelina. Net call against number 10. You can't do that. The call from the sideline. Evelina staying in the serve. Maya steps out. And number 32, Piper, in the front row. Here we go. Oh, sorry, Maya stayed in. That was Maya's serve. blocked by Cooper. Lambert somehow saved that. Cooper to Avery, Avery across to Reagan. Reagan gets blocked. Lift, touch, free ball kill. As I think South got a little out of sorts, as that was unexpected that was called safe. From where I was standing, now he's closer, so I trust the down ref. But from where I was standing, that looked very much like a lift. 6-12. Cameron to Maya. This is going to be hard. Cooper, valiant effort to try to get there, but that was going to be difficult. 6-13. We're going to have a substitution as Cameron's going to step off and Hannah, number 2, will step in. Looking for a net ball. Almost got it. Hannah to Avery. Avery behind her. Cooper gets blocked. That's out of bounds as the block did not stay in bounds. 7-13. All right, that's going to have Avery and Maya swapping out. Maya now in on the front row. Cooper serving. There's the serve. Libero gets there in time. Outside here's going to take that hard hit spike right back at Cooper. Cooper to Maya. Maya to Reagan. Reagan gets tipped and hits hard. Here comes the return. Barely over the top. Dug out. Piper tried to punch it. Couldn't quite. Valiant effort by Cooper to keep that ball up in the air. It's now 7-14. There's the serve. Maya's there for it. That's going to go to Cooper. Cooper to Piper. Piper, hard hit but handled. There's the return. Hannah's there for that. Cooper moves it forward to Reagan. Reagan, hard hit, spike. Handled by Lambert as well. There's the return. Piper got a hand on it, but ends up knocking it out of bounds. 7-15. Number 1 serving. Rolls over the net. There's Reagan. Reagan to Cooper. Cooper back to Reagan. Gets tipped. And that is not going to be saved despite a good effort by Lambert. It's 8-15. Reagan to serve. Carolyn in for Hannah. Carolyn, Maya, Piper up front. Maya, Cooper, Reagan, back row. And we got a hold. Team manager was up walking around, got in trouble for it. First time I've seen that. But there's your serve from Reagan. Down the line, Cooper's there for it. Maya calls for it and moves it forward. And that is sent over as a set by Maya. Here comes the return. Hard hit to Maya, though. Maya to Cooper. Cooper's going to go to Carolyn. Carolyn's going to send it over. Outside hitter takes that. That's to Reagan. Reagan to Cooper. Cooper to Maya, who sends it over. Here comes the return. Dug out by Reagan. Maya moves it forward. Piper, tries to send it over. Unfortunately, sent it into the net. We're going to have Reagan and Lily swap out. So Lily, wearing number 6, now in on the right-hand side. Maya to Cooper. Cooper to Carolyn. Carolyn into the net. 8-17. And we have a second War Eagle timeout as Lambert now up by 9. 8-17. Lambert playing well. South not quite playing at the same level they had been previously. 8-17. Lambert is a good volleyball team. So this is no judgment against our South Forsyth Lady War Eagles. But they also did play a little bit better last game. Let's see if coming out of this timeout they can refocus. And that's really what the coaches are saying. Coaches tell them to calm down. They're just moving a tad too fast with a tad less focus than needed on each ball. So that ends the timeout. Lambert serves. That's to Lily. Lily to Carolyn. Carolyn goes back to Maya. Maya sends it over, hits the net, and I mean a good effort by Lambert, but not enough to save it. Piper staying in the serve. Evelina in on the front row. 9-17. Piper's first serve in varsity. Over the net, dug out. Hard hit, but blocked. Not blocked back over the net though, but a good effort. And that's gonna have Piper and Maya stepping out. Piper's serving percentage now 100% as a varsity player. There's the serve from number 4. Lily tries to dig it out and can't. And that is a Lambert ace as the score is now 19-9. Lily tried to dig that one out again, also could not, unfortunately. And we're gonna have a substitution. We're gonna give Lily a break as Isabella comes in. Just because of the 2 in a row, they wanna give her a chance to breathe and get out of her own head. Isabella takes that one. That one's gonna go to Cooper. Cooper to Maya, Maya over the net. Punched over, Carolyn tried to save it. They're saying she did not. The girls were all playing like she did though. It was too close for me to tell. 21-9, Lambert up by 11. 12. I can do math. Carolyn's return, that's tipped. Carolyn gets herself a kill as that's tipped at the net and goes out of bounds. Substitution time, Maya's gonna step off. Avery will step on. 10-21. Avery, number 4, serving. There's the serve. That's an ace, folks, as number 1 on Lambert thought she was gonna lose her head on that serve. Avery gets the ace. Oh, I was gonna say there's the serve. Unfortunately, it caught the top tape. So that ball goes back to Lambert now, 22-11. There's your serve. Maya's there for that one. Avery calls for it, gets there. That gives Cooper the chance to hit it, but it goes long as Cooper had a little too much air on that one. 11-23. There's the serve. Carolyn takes that. Avery sets it to Evelina. Evelina sends it, gets tipped and handled by Lambert. The return, hard hit. Isabella got a hand on it. Not enough to get it up for South to get there, but managed to get a hand on it at all. And it's now set point. 24-11. Carolyn tries to get there as number 6 pulled the string on that and gets themselves an ace. It's now 25-11, and we're going to be going to a 3rd set tiebreaker. We'll be back in just a few moments. All right, folks. We are coming back. Lambert out on the court quickly and early. South fans starting to fill in. Looks like football may have just let out. Or some sport did. I don't know if it's football or not, but some sport just let out, some practice, as a fair amount of South is filling in right now. Not sure which sport, but a bunch of South high schoolers just filled in. All right, Lambert getting checked in. All right, South taking every last second of coaching possible, taking advantage of that. And now getting out on the court. Let's see what we got as a starting lineup. Looks like we're going to have Evelina, Carolyn, and Avery. Your back row is going to be Cooper, Reagan, and Piper. So it looks like we're running the same rotation we did that first game as Maya and Piper swap. Based on the starting lineup, Lambert will have the ball first. Huh? So marching band just got out. So that's where all these kids just came from.
But some of those are football players.
Well, that's why I was saying that a group just showed up, so some practice just got out.
Yeah, some of those are football players.
So we got football players, we got marching band, and they're all hanging out together, which would never have happened when I was in high school. They are loud. Carolyn with the swing blocked, but Maya's there. Avery to Carolyn again. Carolyn pushes it over the block this time. There's the return, dug out by Reagan. Avery sends it over. Hard hit. Reagan's there for it though. Avery to Carolyn. Carolyn sends it. Lambert setter dump. Evelina returns it. Saved though by Lambert. Maya to Avery. Avery setter dumps. Dug out by Lambert. Maya's there for that. Avery's going across to Carolyn. Carolyn sends it. Carolyn gets the kill. And the crowd literally goes wild. You'd think we just won the Super Bowl with that reaction. 1-0. There's Avery's serve. The Lady War Eagles definitely have a crowd to win for. Carolyn digs that out. Avery sends it over and avoids the net. She gets called for net touch. No, she gets called for going under the net. We're going to argue it. They're saying she went under the net, even though she did not. Avery saying she didn't. Reagan, as team captain, arguing that she did not go over or did not go under. And the refs doing what the refs do best whenever the girls argue something. Ignore them. Oh, good attempt. That missed the camera by millimeters. Lambert gets the second point. South trying to get fired up, down by 1. That one's into the net as all the noise rattles Lambert's server. Carolyn's going to step off. Hannah's stepping in. The sidelines just absolutely exploding. 2-2. Hannah's serve. Lambert sends it over. Evelina hits it. Here comes the return. Hannah's there for that. Avery goes across to Reagan. Reagan spikes it, gets blocked. Maya to Avery. Avery setter dumps it. There's the handle. Here comes the return. Evelina gets a hand on it, a block, and then sends it over. There's the send. Tipped by everybody booing that call as that was absolutely saved. But Lambert gets the point. 2-3. Maya. Avery called for it, and Hannah did not get out of the way, unfortunately. 4-2. Coach Aaron telling them, just shake it off. It's all good. 2-4. There's the serve. Hannah's there for that. Cooper back to Hannah. Hannah sends it over. Here comes the return from Lambert. Maya dives, gets there. Avery sets it to Cooper. Cooper spikes, but Cooper gets blocked at the net. It's 2-5. The crowd absolutely loud. Hannah to Avery. Avery to Evelina. Evelina sends it. Evelina with a kill. Evelina gets the kill. 3-5. That's going to bring in Piper for Maya. Evelina serving. There's the serve from Evelina. Lambert's going to handle that. They throw it out of bounds. 4-5. There's no court there, folks. There's the serve. That's handled. Here comes the return. Hard hit. But Hannah, Avery. Hannah again sends it over. Great save. There's the return. Reagan was there for it, though. Avery's going to give Cooper a chance. Cooper sends it, gets tipped. Sent over. Hannah to Avery. Avery to Evelina. Piper. They tried to return that early, but Reagan was ready. Over a jumping Piper. Reagan to Piper. Piper to Hannah. Just unfortunately too close to the net, I think. Maya and Evelina swapping out. Avery trying to calm down the team as we get ready for Lambert to serve. Sideline trying to mess with their servers. Reagan to Avery. Avery behind her to Cooper. Cooper hits it over. Here comes the return. Hard hit. Maya's there, though. Avery moves it forward. Hannah hits it, unfortunately, into the net. 4-7. Lambert up by a little. There's the serve. Hannah. Piper tried to get there. Avery tried to get there. Neither able to. 4-8. There's your serve. Hannah to Avery. Avery behind her to Cooper. Cooper gets tipped. Cooper gets blocked out of bounds. South gets the point. 5-8. Time for a double substitution. Cooper and Shivani swap. Avery and Maya swap. Shivani in the serve wearing number 11. Good hard serve. Lambert's going to handle that going to their outside hitter. Maya digs it out, sends it over, gets sent down. Hannah to Piper. Piper to Reagan. Reagan with a kill! As South pulls that one off. Quick reactions all the way around. 6-8. Shivani's serve. That's an ace as that one gets touched. The libero can't handle it. 7-8. Parents going crazy by the camera, just bouncing it all over. Shivani serve. Oh, unfortunately, just a little long. It's now 7-9. Looking for a net ball here, folks. Number 1. No net. Maya's there. Shivani to Maya. Maya goes long. 7-10. South got to shake it off. 7-10. Maya to Shivani. Shivani behind her to Reagan. Set was a little off. Reagan couldn't quite get there. It's now 7-11. Lambert up by 4. Reagan. Shivani to Piper. What a hit by Piper. Handled by Lambert, though. Piper with a block, but it gets blocked out of bounds, unfortunately. 7-12. There's the serve. Maya to Shivani. Shivani to Reagan. Reagan with a kill as she punches that through the double block. The ref is complaining about our bench's location, pulling out a yellow card on the warning. He's a little angry about the reaction the team had to winning that one. Is recording the yellow card. A little frustrated, but the girls were fired up after that. There's Reagan's serve. Unfortunately, it goes into the top of the net. And now Lambert within 2 of the win. Reagan and Isabella are going to swap. Within 2. Lambert's got to be perfect, or excuse me. South needed to be perfect, and they did not on that. It's now 1 point away from set and match. Despite the energy that the football and marching bands brought, Maya gets the kill as she catches the back of the court. 9-14. Maya stays in, Piper steps out, Evelina to the front row. Still set and match point. And that goes long, unfortunately. Lambert's going to get the win here today. 15-9. Or I guess we're not doing the... Are they playing best of 5? Evelina gets there and is able to send it over. Fight at the net and blocked. There's the return. Maya to Carolyn. Carolyn gets the hard hit, and they can't handle it. War Eagles are going to get that point, 10-15. Maya and Avery swapping out. Shivani and Cooper swapping out. So I don't know if we're playing best of 5 instead of best of 3, and that's why we're still going. Not sure. That one goes hard hit through our block, unfortunately. 16-10. Lambert to serve. All right, Avery's going to take that. Avery goes across to Cooper. Cooper goes cross court. Handled by Lambert. There's the return. Avery's there for it, though. Avery to Maya. Maya to Carolyn behind her. Carolyn hard hit. Handled by Lambert. There's the return. It's tipped over, but Cooper's right there. Avery's going to give Carolyn another chance, and she does. That's out of bounds, but called a tip by the corner. Carolyn gets the kill, as tip is the call. Hannah in the serve, and Isabella and Reagan swapping. Wild, 11-16. There's the serve. Lambert handles that. Middle versus middle, tipped. Cooper's there, though, and punches it back over. Blocked at the net, saved, double save. Oh! Cooper, Evelina, and Maya almost all pulled that off collectively. It's 11-17. Timeout called by South. 11-17. South still fighting their way into it. We'll say the refs are being a little more serious today. Not only that, they're mic'd up with each other, which I've never seen before. So they're definitely treating this with a little more seriousness. So this could be a best-of-5 tournament. So it's 1-1 right now. All right. South back out on the court after their timeout. Sideline loud. Maya to Avery. Avery to Evelina. Evelina hits it. Handled by Lambert though. There's the return. Right there was Hannah though. Hannah to Avery. Avery to Reagan. Reagan hard hit. Dug out by the back row. Here comes the return. Punched over. Avery's there for it. Maya to Cooper. Cooper gets blocked, but Maya saves it. Evelina. Lambert wins that one though, as the ball didn't quite make it back over the net. 11-18. Hannah to Maya. Maya calls it loudly. That's going to give Reagan a hit. Reagan hits it. Here comes the return. Hannah's right there. And quick reaction by Reagan to punch that over. Fight at the net, Avery. Hannah moves it forward. Reagan calls for it and sends it over. Here comes the return. Reagan and Cooper both tried to save that. Not quite able to. It's now 11-19. Ooh, Maya not quite able to handle that one. That one bounces off the basketball hoop above and does a 180 on the direction. That forces South to call their second timeout with the score now 11-20. Lambert up by 9. Don't know what the sideline is, or the crowd is calling for. They want something, but I don't know what they want. I can't tell. Couple of the South sideline South fans in their pajamas. It is PJ Day here at South Forsyth. 20-11. All right, folks, South coming back out onto the court after that timeout. Hannah to Maya. Wow, kind of free ball. Maya moved at the last minute. I don't know if that was hers or Avery's. 11-21. Hannah's there for that. That's going to give Maya to Reagan. Reagan hard hit. Unfortunately, it goes long. It's 11-22 now as Lambert with a commanding lead. Maya to Avery. Avery's going to go behind her to Cooper. Cooper hard hit. Cooper with a kill after the touch. Cooper gets the kill there, 12-22. Maya's going to step off. Piper's going to step on. Evelina is staying in to serve, 22-12. All right, here comes Lambert's return from basically the back of the court. Hannah calls for it to Avery. Avery behind her to Cooper. Gets touched. Here comes the return, hard hit. Piper got a block on it, but not enough to do anything with it. 12-23, Maya back on. 23-12. Maya takes that. That's going to go to Avery. Avery's going to go across to Reagan. Reagan crushed that ball, but it was handled. Piper tried to hit it, did not make clean contact. 24-12. It's now set point. Hannah. Avery gets there in time. Cooper takes the swing, sends it over. Hard hit, but Maya's there. Cooper moves it back to center, and Maya sends it over. Hard hit. Hannah tries to get, can't. 25-12. As that ends the second set, or the third set. I'm assuming it's best of 5 at this point. So we'll be back in a few minutes. All right, folks, we are back. South will be starting with the ball as Avery is in the service position. Piper wearing 32. Reagan, number 5. Your front row is Cameron, Evelina, and Cooper. Piper swapping out for Maya as our libero steps on. So again, Cooper, Evelina, and Cameron up front. Your back row, Reagan, Maya, and Avery. Our assumption at this point is we are playing a best-of-5 series.
So if Lambert wins this,
So if Lambert wins here, that will end the day. South wins, we're going again. So let's go South. All right, Avery getting ready to serve. And there's the serve, folks. Here comes the return, and it's going to go way long. War Eagles draw first blood here in set number 4. There's the second serve. Outside here is going to take that down the line. Tipped. Maya able to get a hand on it, but not enough to win it. So it's 1-1. Meanwhile, Davis playing Minecraft. There's your serve, Cameron to Avery. Avery's going to go to Cooper. Cooper gets blocked, but Maya's there. Cooper saves it, and Avery sets it over. Good reactions by all. Hard hit. Number 16 crushes that one. 2-1.
she's as tall as you are.
Huh?
I think 16's as tall as you are.
Well, how high is the net?
Well, Evelina's 6 feet. She's taller than Evelina.
All right, that's Reagan. Reagan to Avery. Avery to Cameron. Cameron with a kill! Cameron with great placement on that one between the defenders. Gets the sideline and the crowd both fired up. Sideline, we have call and echo going on between the sideline and the crowd. That one goes long, unfortunately, as Cameron has a little too much spice on that one. There's your service. Cameron's there for it. Avery and Maya in the traffic with each other. And Lambert gets that point. It's now 2-4. There's your service. Maya's there for that. Reagan reacts, sends it high. That gives Cooper a chance to send it over. She does, but Lambert digs it out. Maya's there for it. That's going to Avery. Avery goes behind her to Cooper, and Cooper, unfortunately, puts it into the net. That net jumps up and grabs the ball. 2-5. There's your service. Maya digs that out. Avery's going to set it to Evelina, who gets blocked. Cameron saves it. Avery sends it all the way over, and Reagan sends it over. It gets tipped. Here comes the return. Maya's there for it, though. Avery to Reagan. Reagan hard hit. Reagan with a kill. Reagan pushes that through the block. Evelina's going to stay in the serve. Piper and Maya are going to swap out. Piper now in up front. 3-2-5. Evelina serve. A little bit of trouble for Lambert. They do save it, though, and send it over. Right back to Evelina. Evelina to Avery. Avery to Piper. Piper tips it. They handled it, though. Here comes the return. Piper gets a hand on it. Not enough to fully block it, though. 3-6. Evelina and Maya swapping out. Piper asking Avery what she did wrong, it looked like, and Avery's like, I don't know, I didn't see anything wrong. At least from reading lips as best as I can here. That one went all the way over with an over-the-back bump. Piper at the net gets tipped over. Avery punches it over. Great save by Avery. That one is sent over in between both of the front row defenders. Now 3-7. Sideline trying to get them fired up. Cameron to Avery. Avery across to Reagan. Reagan with a kill. Great placement and hit by Reagan. That's going to have Avery and Maya swapping out as Cooper moves into service position. There's the serve. That one in trouble for him as it hits the net. Lambert not able to play it. It's now 5-7. Cleared the serve. There's the serve. Not handled though. That's an ace, folks, for Cooper. It's now every middle schooler's favorite score, 6-7. There's the serve, right hand side back, handled by Lambert. There's the return, blocked at the net. Reagan able to get there. That one goes up and over. Last minute decision to let it go. Right call from the angle. Unfortunately, it did catch the back of the court. And it's now 6-8. Lambert up by 2. Maya. That one's going to go to Cooper. Cooper goes behind her to Reagan. Reagan sent it over. Hard hit. Piper got a hand on it, but it's through her block. It's now every millennial's favorite number, 6-9. There's the serve. Maya. Setter dump by Cooper, unfortunately handled by Lambert. Maya to Cooper. Cooper goes across to Reagan. Reagan hits it hard. There's the return. Nice, easy floater to Maya. Maya to Cooper. Cooper's going to go to Reagan. Reagan gets blocked at the net. Maya saves it. Cameron saves it. Cooper sends it over. Great job. Cameron's there as it comes back over. Cameron to Reagan. Reagan sends it over. Lambert's there. They're going to handle. Here comes the return. And that is not going to come over the net. War Eagles win that fight 7-9. That's got to bring some energy to the War Eagles. All right, there's the serve. Lambert, a little bit of confusion, but handled it. Hard hit return, out of bounds. That's a War Eagle point. Why is 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9. There, oh, Reagan serve, powerful. Unfortunately, into the top tape. 8-10. Lambert up by 2. Number 7 getting ready to serve. There's the serve. Maya's there for it. Cooper's going to go behind her to Maya. Maya sends it over. Maya with a kill! Perfectly placed. Maya gets that one. We're going to have a substitution now as Reagan and Isabella are going to swap. Maya staying in the serve. Evelina in. Piper stepping off. There's Maya's serve cross court. Handled by Lambert. And right there's Maya. Maya to Cooper. Cooper to Cameron. Cameron gets blocked, but Maya's there for it. Cooper this time to Maya. Maya sends it towards the back row. Lambert handled it. Here comes the return. Diving attempt. Great save by Cooper. And Isabella saves it over. Setter dump. They called that whistled before the ball was actually over. I mean, it ended up being a Lambert point anyway, but the ref blew that whistle before the play was actually over. Isabella. Evelina with the hit. Evelina gets blocked and Lambert able to save it. Maya to Cooper. Cooper's going to go behind her to Maya. Maya gets blocked. Isabella sky high to Cameron. Cameron gets blocked. Cameron punches it over after the block. Here comes the return. Maya's there to save that. Isabella moves it forward. Maya's going to send it. Maya gets blocked. Evelina's right there. Hard hit. Fight at the net. That one comes over and Isabella's there. Cooper to Maya. Maya sends it to the back row. Dug out as this rally's continuing. Hard hit right at Cooper. Cooper to Maya. Maya to Maya. Maya sends it. Handled. We're going to have outside hitter return that. They spike it. Isabella tries to dig it out. Can't quite. And Lambert able to win that rally despite a valiant effort by the War Eagles. Looking for a side out's the call. Cameron to Maya. Maya to Maya, who sends it over. Hard hit. Maya digs it. She's able to get a hand on it, not just quite enough to get the ball in the air. It's now 9-13. There's the serve. Isabella digs it out and sends that ball over. Here comes the return. Right there is Cooper. Cooper to Maya. Maya's going to go to Maya. Back corner. Ooh, a little too much spice on it as Maya G sends that ball over. And that's going to force the War Eagles to take their first timeout of the set, being 9-14. Lots of energy still here at the Blue Stadium here at South Forsyth High, as fans and sidelines alike on just unbelievable energy and volume during play today. Lambert back out on the timeout very quickly, feeling all the momentum on their side. War Eagles taking advantage of the full minute, 9-14. Number 4 for Lambert serving. There we go, folks. Isabella's there for that. Cooper's going to set all the way across to Cameron. Cameron sends it over. Handled by Lambert. There's the return. Blocked at the net by Maya. Cameron's now going to send that and gets the corner. Perfect placement by Cameron. No one there. Great placement. Maya G and Avery are going to swap. There's Avery's serve. Hard hit, but Maya was there. Avery, Cameron over the back bump and sends it over. No, none of them called it. The ref is angry about the complaint, saying the down ref that it's his call, even though it's not. It's the corner ref's call. They're giving Lambert that point. That is a corner ref's call. 10-15. Cameron to Avery. Avery to Cooper. That one actually did hit the guidepost. There's the serve. Cooper, hard hit. That one's handled by Lambert. Here comes the return, blocked at the net. Evelina and Cooper both there. There's a nice easy floater to Isabella. Isabella to Avery. Avery to Cameron. Cameron gets blocked. Maya saves it. Avery digs it out. Avery does acknowledge that she crossed the line. Digging that one out. 10-17. All right, there's Avery to Evelina. Evelina into the top tape. Not able to get the ball over the net, although Lambert thinks they got the block there. 18-10. All right, there's the serve. That's Cameron. Cameron to Avery. Avery setter dumps it. Avery gets the kill with her setter dump. 18-11. Isabella and Reagan swapping out. Cameron serving. 18-11. There's the ace. Cameron gets an ace on that one. And that forces Lambert to take a timeout. Surprising to see them call one that's only 2 points. But they want to make sure that no momentum changes. What I think needs to happen now is Tiffany needs to go talk to the down ref after the game. Let him know that she's from Lambert High and ask how much they owe for him throwing the game. Just find out what the going rate is, but make sure you emphasize you're from Lambert High when you ask that question. (12-18), obviously, refs are making calls and split-second decisions, but today they seem to only go one direction. Lambert back out quickly. 12-18. Cameron serve, handled by Lambert. We're gonna go middle versus middle, tipped. Evelina called for 2-touch. 19-12. There's your serve. Avery's gonna set that to Evelina. Evelina, good hit, and somehow dug out. Maya to Cooper. Cooper gets that all the way over. Maya to Cameron. Cameron to Reagan. Reagan sends it over. Maya, and then Avery sends it to the back row. Avery's there for that one. Maya's gonna send it sky high. Reagan's gonna swing at it. Hard hit, but dug out. There's the return, hard hit, and Cameron's there. Avery, and Maya! Maya sends that one over. There's the return, that goes long. That one goes long. Got her hands down just in time. Piper and Evelina to serve. There's the serve from Evelina. There's the return. Evelina not quite able to handle that one as Lambert now gets their 20th point. That's going to bring Maya back in. 13-20. All right, there's the return. Cameron to Avery. Avery to Reagan. Reagan sends that over, but that's handled. Here comes the return from the back row. Avery's there for that. Maya sets it up for Cooper. Cooper swings, sends it. Here's the return from Lambert. Tipped over, Avery digs it out. Maya sets it up to Reagan. Reagan swings, gets blocked. Reagan saves it. Both Piper and Maya tried to get there and couldn't. 21-13. Got a yellow card against Coach Rachel. War Eagles also taking their second timeout. The down ref flagging Rachel for talking to the score table. And then what pissed him off was when she told him to calm down. He didn't like that, so got yellow carded there. Meanwhile, War Eagles just talking about keeping their bodies centered on the net. Full extension on their swings, keep the body centered. That's what's being emphasized down there right now. The score is 21-13. Lambert already back out there. Getting a little extra time on this timeout as the refs are distracted. And here comes South. I don't mind the down ref, but he's got some serious anger problems. He gets angry quickly. 21-13. Coach Aaron being told she's got to sit down for some reason. The look on her face is she also does not agree with that. I'm curious to know the decision there and whether or not that's actually a rule somewhere. Cooper gets blocked at the net but quickly reacts. Piper with the swing. Here comes the return from Lambert. Avery's there for that. Piper sets it, or tried to pop it to Reagan. Not a good bump up. 22-13. Yeah, he's enjoying all the power he's got. Avery's going to go across to Reagan. Reagan just crushes that ball. Absolutely smoked it. We're going to have Avery and Maya swapping out. Cooper's going to serve for us. Yeah, down ref's got a little bit of anger and a little bit of power and enjoying it. 14-22. Here comes the outside hitter return, but right there is Cameron. That's going to go to Cooper. Cooper to Cameron. I don't think Cooper meant to do that. There's the return. Piper gets a tip on it. And what's the call? 4 touches as that ball never actually made it over the net. War Eagles get the point. Lambert angry to have a call that actually went against them. Down ref talking to the coach of Lambert. There's the serve. Yeah, next time override that call. Maya tries to get a hand on it, can't. 23-15. All right, 23-15. There's the serve. All right. Tried to play it off the net. Unfortunately not able to. And Lambert now at 1 point from both set and match at the score 24-15. There's your serve. Cooper reacts quickly off of Reagan's hit. Unfortunately, that one goes long and out. There's no court there. That's game today, folks. 25-15 as the War Eagles drop set number 4. Appreciate everybody watching. We're going to be back on Saturday for a tournament. Game times to follow. 2, 3, 5:30, and 6:30, my beautiful wife says. Those times being Eastern, 2, 3, 5:30, and 6:30. Look forward to seeing